A teenager from here in Kentucky knows the problem of gun violence all too well. She travels to Washington as the U.S. Supreme Court considers a challenge to one of the nation's toughest gun control laws. Her visit is part of an effort by gun control advocates to remind the justices of the human toll of gun violence. Our Washington Bureau reporter Julia Benbrook has more.
I could have saved my friend that day. I would have. If I was able to be there to save my brother, I would have.
Victoria Gwynn was sitting with a friend in a Louisville park last June when both were shot. She recovered, but her friend died from his wounds. This happened just a little over a year after Gwynn's brother Christian was shot dead while walking home one night.
They're watching over me, telling me to keep going.
Gwynn, now 19, was in Washington on Wednesday for the Supreme Court's hearing in a case that could expand the right to carry guns. At issue, a more than century-old New York state law requiring people to show a special reason for carrying guns outside of their home. Gun owners say it restricts their constitutional rights. Gwynn's experience with gun violence is one of 8 included in a friend of the court brief submitted by a gun control advocacy group, March for Our Lives. They want the court to uphold the New York law.
Normally in cases like this, the amicus briefs that are filed come from historians and law professors and other experts. But in this case, given the stakes of gun violence, we wanted to ensure that the justices understood what gun violence really looked like in America.
Gwynn's mother, Krista, vividly remembers the moment she learned her daughter was shot, fearing the worst after losing her son to gun violence.
She texted me and I said yes, and she sent me her location and I said, I know where you are. She said, no, get to me, I got shot. Nobody wants to get that text.
March for Our Lives paid for Gwynn and her family to make the trip to Washington from Louisville to make sure their voices were heard. On this day, outside the court, they were.
This fight is bigger than Louisville, Kentucky. It's bigger than Washington. It's bigger than New York. It's all over.
In Washington, Julia Benbrook, Spectrum News.
Wednesday was the first day for potential candidates to